So I really wanted to do a celebrity inspired look, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and I couldn't really think of any celebrity looks that kind of inspired me. So I picked up the latest issue of Allure magazine, which I pretty much get every month, and I'm always saying to Jack, can you get me the new Allure? He's like, Hayley, it's been 2 weeks, the new one's not even out yet. Anyway, so I saw this in Target, picked it up, and I thought the makeup on the cover was absolutely stunning. Kind of like a 60s Brigitte Bardot, but very modern, gorgeous clean bronze skin, matte lip, amazing, and I just love that type of makeup anyway, so I thought I'd do it. So yeah, hope you enjoy. See ya! So for primer, I'm going to be using this Lauren Mercier primer here, and I haven't actually applied any moisturiser today, so my skin feels a little bit dry. Well, I did apply moisturiser this morning, but obviously since I had a shower and stuff, because my hair is wet at the moment, I haven't applied any moisturiser, so this is kind of going to act as my moisturiser. So I just like to apply it with my fingers really, because I feel like it's kind of like skincare. Primers are kind of like skincare, depending on whether you get a tinted one or not. So I just feel you can really work it into the skin better with your fingers. So I'm just smoothing it over the areas that I need to. So for foundations, I'm going to be using the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation, and I've heard so many good things about this, but I've never got around to trying it, especially because Illamasqua is not that easy to get hold of in New Jersey where I live. And I've heard that it's quite a light coverage and it's quite comparable to, you know, BB or CC creams. And at the moment, because I'm pretty happy with my skin, and I've never been particularly not happy with my skin, I just want to, you know, use lighter coverage foundations to kind of get me ready for summer. And especially in New York, it gets so humid and hot, and you know, you're taking the subway and stuff, and the last thing you want to do is be wearing a heavy foundation, because no matter what you do to it, whether you powder it, it's just not going to look that good. So I'm really testing out a couple of lighter coverage foundations, and I've used this once before, and I have to say I like it so far. And I'm actually trying out the Illamasqua foundation brush. And I can't tell you, I haven't tried a foundation, well, I haven't used a foundation brush for such a long time, because I think it was one of the first kind of tools that a lot of people used when they started out doing makeup, you know, as a teenager, and they kind of faded away for a bit, and now they're kind of back. And I honestly really like this brush because it's quite small. I like smaller foundation brushes because you can control the product a lot better. So I like to use this just in the areas that I get red, and I honestly think my redness is getting worse. I don't know why, but get very, very red, and when I get embarrassed it's even worse, because I can't even hide being embarrassed. No matter how much, you know, base makeup I put on, literally if I'm embarrassed you'll be able to tell. So now I'm just going to go in with a clean kind of buffing brush. This is the Zoeva 103, and this is fairly clean. I think I used it once before, but your brush needs to be quite clean. And I'm basically just buffing over the areas that I applied, just to kind of help the foundation sink in and become more realistic. Okay, so for concealer, I'm just going to conceal a little bit of redness on my face, because recently, no matter what foundation I use, I always seem to get that kind of blotchy redness under the skin, and it interferes with the way the skin looks. So I am using this concealer here by YSL. This is the multi-action concealer. You could use this under your eyes, or, you know, on your face, because it's a bit of a thicker consistency. And I'm just taking a concealer brush and just going in the kind of areas around here. And I don't really mind, you know, this part here, because this part looks like a natural flush, but here isn't that great. So I'm just literally pressing in the foundation. So once I've done that, I just like to go over with my buffing brush and just kind of help that blend out, so there's no stop and start or unevenness. So next I'm going to be using a brightening concealer, and I have a little bit of darkness going on, just kind of natural shadows. So I'm taking the concealer with my finger and just pressing it into the areas that I need it. And because this is a thicker consistency, you really want to make sure you don't apply it on kind of where you tend to naturally kind of wrinkle. You just want to apply it literally where you need it. I'm going to buff it out with my little mini version of this, I guess you could call it. And I really like this brush. Really, really like it. I'm just kind of buffing out any product. And this brush is especially good for this area here, which is where I tend to get dark, because I think my bridge is fairly high, and if most people have kind of a nose, you'd probably find this brush quite useful. So for the shoot, the makeup artist used a cream bronzer, and I believe she used an NYX cream bronzer that comes in a stick. I'm not sure of the exact name, but I didn't own it, and the closest thing I could find in my collection to that was the Chanel Solder Tan. And this is a very good match for how the makeup it looks in the photo, because it's not really like an olive bronze, it's kind of a little bit more of a reddy bronze. And sometimes this product works and sometimes it doesn't, because as you can see it has a very kind of red undertone. Sometimes it just looks fake. So as long as you really blend it out and kind of watch where you put it, because it's really easy to make it look muddy, I think you'll be fine. This looks really scary already. And kind of just work it down. It's kind of a cross between a bronzer and a blush. So we're not actually going to use any blush in this look. We're going to give it kind of a bronze skin. And then what I like to do is from there, I like to kind of work it up without using any more product, because when you use more product, this point the hairline can start to look a little bit too made up. So I think when you're working by the hairline, you should probably use the least amount of product. And then kind of make sure the edges are nice and seamless. Then I'm going to start working it up here. Now this is not really a contour, this is just to give that kind of sultry glow. So now I'm just going to set the makeup using my usual powder. And for this part you really want to figure out what part you want the shine and what part you don't, because this is a very kind of 60s inspired look. Most of the women had quite matte skin, but because this is also a very modern take on kind of a 60s Bordeaux look, you want to kind of leave in the highlights where you find them flattering on yourself. So for me, obviously you want to get rid of the shine underneath and set the concealer. So I'm just using the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow and just putting a little bit on the back of my hand to work from, because it is kind of a liquid gel sort of consistency. Then just brushing up my brows using the little two brushes you get in the kit. I'm just going to brush out any product you may have, and then you can just brush down the part that you want to accentuate. So you can brush down the arch. Then I'm going to take this new brush that I recently got. This is the Elena Bedreau synthetic liner brush. Such a good brush. If you own the Anastasia brow pomade and you want a really natural look, this brush is perfect because it picks up the right amount of product and it gives you really nice hair-like strokes. The same with this product as well. So any sort of thick, waterproof, budge-proof product that you want to achieve a natural look, this brush is perfect for. And I kind of want to accentuate my arch because looking from the picture from the shoot, she has extremely defined, absolutely gorgeous brows. Her brows are amazing. So I'm going to try and get that. So I'm just basically working from the arch. So once I've got the kind of shape that I want, I just like to really gently brush it up just to make sure you're not going to disturb the product. And then I like to shape it from underneath. Take a bit more product and then See what you need to do. I need to thicken up the outer corner. So I'm just applying my usual eye primer with my fingers. Now because this look is very heavily based around the kind of a dark sultry eye, I'm just going to go in with the darkest shade first, and for that I'm just using a Kohl pencil. This is the MAC Smolder, and I'm going to line the top waterline and maybe the bottom as well, because this isn't waterproof and it probably will transfer, so just going to do that. So I do apologise, I had to do that off camera because I really don't know how to film it. I could probably do this, but whatever. Okay, so now we've got it underneath. We're going to try and make sure it doesn't transfer. If it does, we can just rub it off and whenever the look's finished. So now I'm going to go in between the lashes and create quite a thick smudgy line. It's not meant to be perfect, it's just meant to give the eyes definition. So now taking my Nars smudge brush, which is a perfect brush to blend out liner because it's so dense and just the perfect shape to do this, and I hope they have discontinued it because I know Nars redid their brushes recently, so let me know if they haven't got this in stock anymore. Anyway, so we're just literally going to go on top of it with nothing on the brush and just make it basically not into a perfect line. So once you've got the liner done, we're just going to do the same underneath, but we're not going to go onto the waterline. So just start in the middle and bring it all the way to the corner. So then I'm just blending out the bottom as well. So next I'm using the shadow here with a kind of metallic glittery finish. This is the Clarins Ombre Minerale Smoky Plum, and this is a really good shade because I believe they use kind of a soft, cool, grey, taupe, purple shade. And I'm just going to use it with the applicator because it's slightly pointed, and we're going to apply this slightly on top of the liner. So you don't want to apply it directly on top, just to leave a little bit of a gap where the darkness of the eyeliner went between your lashes, just so it gives you definition still. But this is going to add a little bit more dimension, a little bit more of that kind of lived in sexy look. That makes sense. Okay, and when we get to the corner we slightly want to take it up a little bit. Okay, so next on the lids I'm going to be applying the OCC loose colour pigment in, what shade is this? Smote, but it's a really gorgeous shade as you can see here. And this is basically just going to go on the lids. And this whole look is not about perfect eyes, it's just about that kind of smudgy look going on. So just taking a 2-on-3 brush, I'm just going to press this above the liner on the lids. And you can go all the way to the inner corner as well. So then I'm going to define the socket using this shadow here from Rouge Bunny Rouge. This is called Umber Firefinch. It's a really good colour. It's not a matte colour. All these colours I'm using have some sort of texture going on, whether it's a little bit metallic or just not 100% matte. And then starting from the wing you made, you kind of want to go up and over, just so, just made a mistake there, damn it. Just so when you kind of open your eyes, you're able to see the definition going on. So we're just sketching it from the wing and then taking it up above the crease. Then I'm just taking a clean Luxe Define crease brush and we're just going to blend that. And I'm just using the Makeup Forever Smoky Lash just to really darken up my lashes so they fit in really nicely or blend in really nicely with the lashes I'm going to apply. And we also want to do the bottom as well quite heavy. So for lashes I'm going to be using the Allure Natural Light Super Full, and these are really good because they have a very thin lash band but they're very full, and obviously that's what I want. So now I'm going to add some highlighter, and I'm going to be using the Dior Amber Diamond. And I'm just going to be using the lighter section of the highlighter. I'm just taking some on my fan brush, and I'm basically just going to apply it kind of down the nose. And here. So for the lips I've gone for something quite matte and peachy, and I'm just going to literally just blot it onto the lips. I've just decided it's a little bit too dark, so I'm just going to take Myth, which is obviously a really pinky nude. And this will just help lighten it up. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions, don't forget to leave them down below, and make sure you follow me on Twitter. All the information is at the end of the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!